These are the worst horror films of 2025 so far. This has been an amazing year for horror, so I actually only have 3 films on this list. Number 3, Osgood Perkins' The Monkey. While not objectively terrible, this served as the follow-up to his cult hit Longlegs, and I think it was released far too close to Longlegs to really make any impact of its own. It's entertaining and it has a voice, but it doesn't feel like Perkins' voice that we've come to know through his works like The Black Coat's Daughter, Gretel and Hansel, and Longlegs. Overall, this film just reminded me of a short film, and it had that kind of quirky humor that so often works in something under 15 minutes, but I just found it wasn't sustainable in a 90-minute film. Number 2. This one honestly breaks my heart, but without a doubt one of the weakest horror offerings this year has been Leigh Whannell's Wolfman. Whannell is known for writing the original Saw film and then moving on to write and direct Upgrade and The Invisible Man, which are both excellent movies. Wolfman is a reimagining of the classic Universal film, but supposedly it is separate from the Dark Universe series that Universal began producing with The Mummy starring Tom Cruise, which needless to say was a big old flop. Whannell is a brilliant filmmaker, and I have to imagine studio interference from Universal led to the issues with this film. Because on all fronts, it just doesn't work. The story is unengaging, the metaphor feels too on the nose, it's not particularly violent or particularly funny, it's just nothing. Finally, number 3, my worst horror film of the year is Until Dawn. In all fairness, I've never played the video game this is adapted from, although I have heard from people that play the game that it isn't particularly similar and does not capture the magic at all. I don't think I've ever seen a film that has been so conscious that its audience is likely watching it from behind a second screen, scrolling on their phone as the film plays in the background. The characters are constantly spouting little summaries, thinking out loud in a way that reads entirely unnaturally, and saying lines that feel like they only exist to appear in the trailer. I was so disappointed when I saw this in the cinema because I think the concept is really interesting, but unfortunately, Until Dawn did not make the most of its base material, and it ended up being a massive disappointment. So tell me, do you have the same 3 worst films of the year, or are there others that made your list?